Good morning, students. Today we will be starting with chapter 3 in chemistry, that is elements, compounds and mixtures. Now these are the three key terms which one must know in order to understand the basics of chemistry. Now before proceeding with this chapter, I want to remind you that in our previous chapter we have studied that atoms are the smallest and the basic unit of matter. That means anything which we consider as matter and present around us is all made up of atoms. Now here we have some paper balls of different colors, and if we imagine these paper balls as atoms, though atoms in actual are very small in size, they are so small that we cannot see them through our eyes, but to understand the concept, if we imagine them as atoms and we organize them into sections of same type of atoms, then we can call these sections as elements. So that means elements are made up of one kind of atoms. That means the atoms of a particular element are similar in size and similar in properties, or we can say that they are totally identical to each other. Now check out this stuff and try to identify which among these are elements. The important thing to remember is that it does not matter how many number of atoms it contains, but as long as it contains only one type of atoms, it will be called an element, otherwise not. So pause your video and find out the elements. Now here we see that there are two substances which are made up of only one atom. So they will be coming in the category of elements, as there are certain elements which contains atoms which can exist independently, like for example helium, neon. Okay, then this substance will also come in the category of elements as it contains two similar atoms bonded to each other, like it happens in case of oxygen molecule, where two oxygen atoms are bonded to each other to form O2. Now these substances which are made up of more than one type of atoms will not come in the category of elements. So what shall we call them? Well, we will call them compounds. Now these are the substances which contain more than one type of atom, as you can see in their structures. And the second thing that we need to remember is that these atoms are bonded to each other by a chemical bond. That means these atoms are not independent of each other. So what have we learnt about compounds till now? The first thing is that they contain more than one type of atoms. More than one type of atom means atoms of different elements which are chemically bonded to each other. The second thing that we need to know is that these compounds have fixed composition of different elements. Like for example, if we talk about water, its formula is H2O. So this composition of water, that is H2O, will remain fixed no matter which molecule of water we study. Like for example, if we consider this as a molecule of water, then this is the oxygen atom which is bonded to two hydrogen atoms. Suppose we take water from another sample and we study its molecule, it will also be having the same composition of one oxygen atom bonded to two hydrogen atoms. That means the composition of a particular compound remains fixed. Similarly, if you take any other example of a compound like hydrogen chloride, that is HCl, it will contain one hydrogen atom bonded to one chlorine atom, which will remain fixed and will not change. I hope by now you are clear with the difference between an element and a compound. Now here I have drawn three containers. The first one is filled with helium gas, second one is filled with oxygen, and the third one is filled with water. Now first talking about the first container. Now it is filled with helium. We all know helium is a monatomic gas, and so this container contains independent atoms of helium which are roaming around in the container, and all these atoms are similar or identical to each other. Now let us have a look at the oxygen container. Oxygen exists as O2. That means two oxygen atoms are bonded to each other. So these O2 molecules are roaming around in the container, and all these molecules are identical to each other. Similarly, in water, one water molecule is made up of one oxygen atom bonded to two hydrogen atoms. All these water molecules which are present in this container will be identical in their shape, size or properties. So these kind of substances in which a particular substance has only one type of particles, whether they are atoms or whether they are molecules, these kind of substances are called as pure substances. So pure substances contain only one type of particles. It can be an atom or a molecule. And these pure substances includes all the elements as well as compounds. Now talking about the pure substances in detail, let us have a look at the following characteristics. Now pure substances have a definite composition. Definite composition means all the particles are similar and identical. That means their chemical composition will also be identical. Second point is that they have definite set of properties, like their melting point, their boiling point, their density will be all definite. Suppose we take an example of water. If the water is absolutely pure, it is not having any other substance in it, then it will always boil at 100 degrees Celsius and it will always freeze at 0 degree Celsius. That means it is having a definite melting point and a definite boiling point. Then the third characteristic of pure substances is that they are homogeneous in nature. Homogeneous means they have got a uniform composition throughout. Now since the pure substances are made up of only one type of particles, so their composition will remain same throughout the substance.